All right, so this is a review of the steakhouse we went to called Lone Star Steakhouse. Lone Star Steakhouse, my wife looked it up pretty quickly after we got here and said, hey, they have like a Texas Roadhouse out here. It's probably comparable. You get rolls, it's a steakhouse, you know. It's like, hey, we like steakhouses. I mean, we're American. So obviously we had to give this a try. So we got there and saw the front, gave me the Longhorns, Outback, um, Texas Roadhouse vibes, especially Texas Roadhouse. So we went in and they sat us down. We were there early, 5-ish, 5:30 I think maybe. And it was pretty empty. Mind you, this place has, I'm pretty sure it's a 4.2 star review. So we're thinking this is probably a really good place to eat. Anyways, we sit down, the waitress comes over, gets our order, tells us about a special because it was Valentine's Day, so they had a Valentine's Day special going on. Ordered water, which is normal for us. Then we ended up ordering an appetizer, which was spinach dip. The rolls came out, and we got a pretty good look at them. Initial thought was, I mean, they look okay. They don't look like the Texas Roadhouse rolls, but we thought they'd probably be okay. Well, we took a bite, added the butter. It wasn't any kind of fancy butter, just regular butter. They were kind of, I don't know how to describe it, full or thick, or I don't know, they're just really chewy, and they were definitely overdone. The bottom was hard, the top was just a little too crusty for the rolls you're used to. So they didn't add butter on the roll, like glisten it with the yummy butter. So it was basically like taking freezer rolls and throwing them in the oven and serving them. So we got 4 rolls in a basket. The spinach dip came out, and it was a little fascinating, red and I think blue chips. Threw us off a little bit, which is okay, it's not a big deal. So the spinach dip came in and we tasted it. Phenomenal. Spinach dip was phenomenal. Okay, so we were happy with the spinach dip. Not long after, pretty much right after we finished the spinach dip, our entrees came. I ordered a combo plate, so it was barbecue chicken and a half rack of ribs with fries and soup, which is interesting. So anyways, my wife ordered some kind of chicken, grilled chicken. It's like 16-ounce grilled chicken with a side of rice. And what was her other side? I don't remember the other side. We got our entrees. It looked good. Like, looking at it, it looked really good. So, I was expecting good ribs with the good barbecue sauce. So the first thing we noticed was they didn't give any sauce to my wife for her chicken. So she just had grilled chicken, plain. We asked for barbecue sauce. I had barbecue sauce on my chicken, and she didn't. So that was kind of sus. I tore apart my ribs and realized it was just meat. It was not seasoned. It was not even like grilled with barbecue sauce on it. They literally grilled the ribs. I think they were grilled. I'm pretty sure they were grilled. However ribs are done there, I don't know. But they did just straight ribs, and I'm thinking as soon as they got it out, they just brushed barbecue sauce on top and said, voila, barbecue ribs. So my meat tasted very plain. Like, just kind of, for a 4.2 star steakhouse, no, that wasn't it. So I went on to the fries. The fries were literally like taking fries, putting them in how you make fries. Never made fries. getting them out, throwing them on a plate, and just dumping a bunch of salt on them. That's literally how the fries were done. So the fries were bland. Um, the soup never came out, never got my soup, so that was great. Um, the chicken was probably the best item on the plate, honestly. Now, the ribs were done well. Like, they were fall off the bone ribs, but they were just meat glazed with barbecue sauce, no seasoning, none of that stuff. Pre-season or whatever before you throw it on a grill or smoke it. Nothing like that. Her chicken was good. Her rice was just a thing of rice, but it wasn't seasoned, so it was just plain white rice. Well, she was gonna season it with salt and pepper. Guess what? The table didn't even have salt and pepper on it. Who goes to a restaurant? I looked around at the other tables, no salt and pepper literally anywhere to be seen. So that was also weird. I think other than that, the waitress didn't really bother to check up on us a lot. She was very sporadic. It wasn't very busy, so I guess she was sitting around with the other waiters and stuff, just talking, but definitely could have been a little bit better at that. So here in Guam, we actually don't need to tip. They already add a tip, so we're not going to add extra tip, and there's actually no tax on the food out here. So our bill still came up to like $90, and it was a very subpar meal. Like, I only ate about 2 ribs and was like, I gotta take these home and I gotta put my own seasoning on them. I ate the fries and I ate the chicken, which was the 2 best things. I asked for a cup of soup to go because they never actually brought my soup to me. My wife took about 3 bites of her rice and said, yeah, I'm done with that. So I took that home with the ribs and the soup. The chicken was great. Her chicken was good after she got the barbecue sauce for it. My chicken was already glazed with barbecue sauce, so mine was good. But as far as what we thought of the place, I don't know how it got a 4.2 star review. Maybe they are literally like a place for steaks, but if you have other options on your menu, make sure they're also a 4.2, because those ribs were not a 4.2. The effort was just throw a half rack on. When it's done, take it off and slap barbecue sauce on top. What I want is pre-seasoned. At least throw barbecue sauce on top while it's smoking or grilling, and then reapply it after it's done. Like, at least it'll go into the meat. But nah, this was just literally thrown on, taken off, slapped on, put on a plate. And the fries could have been better too, but beggars can't be choosers, and maybe if we happen for some reason, which we have already decided we're probably not going back, I guess we need to try a steak because they are a steakhouse. But even the steaks that people were getting around us didn't look that phenomenal, really. So for a 4.2, that was a very bad restaurant, and I do not recommend anybody who comes here to visit, even if you live here on the island, do not go to that steakhouse. It was very underwhelming. So that was our experience at our first sit-down restaurant together. Not a great experience, very underwhelming, but it's a lesson learned, and we have 3 years to go, so I hope we find a lot better than that. Anyways, thank you guys for watching, and I'll see you on the next review.